Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Emma, also known as Made in the Moment. I am a knit and crochet wear designer and a content creator. I saw Grace from Amazing-ish Grace do a video like this a few months ago ranking her crochet projects in a tier list, and I thought it would be fun to do that with all of the projects that I made in 2022. A quick disclaimer, I'm probably missing some of the projects I made. That's just like the nature of how these things go, but I do have 55 projects to rank. This is a publicly available tier list, so I will link it down below if you want to make a Made in the Moment tier list yourself. If you do, please share it with me because I think that would be really cool. You can also make these yourself for your own projects. If you want to keep up with all of my projects that I'm making, make sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok because you will be the first to see these things that I post about. So without further ado, let's get into it. So first off, I will start by explaining the categories and then I will go through and rank things. But the categories I have are iconic, that one's self-explanatory. Those are like only my best and favorite pieces. Next is turning heads on the street. This one's also pretty self-explanatory. It's a little bit under iconic because iconic is reserved only for like the best ones. Turning heads on the street is still like, ooh, if I walked down the street, then someone would look at me and maybe give me a compliment. Next one is something to write home about. So this one is something that's cool, that I like. It's not quite iconic, it's not quite turning heads on the street, but it's still up there, and it's something that I would bring up in conversation. The next one is wearable. This is something that I would wear out, that I have worn out, but it's lacking that little pizzazz. Next is meh. These are pieces that maybe I haven't worn very much. Maybe they just didn't quite turn out how I thought they would, but meh. Again, pretty self-explanatory. And the last category is never again. So none of these are like bad, because I don't think any of my pieces are bad. They just have different levels of how much I liked them. Basically, I'm gonna go through all of these chronologically because that's just how I pulled the screenshots, and I think that'll be the easiest way to do it. So starting off strong in January, the first project that I finished was this pink boucle set. This one was really fun to make, and it's nice. I'm gonna put it in wearable. And that's not because there's anything particularly wrong with it, but it's just wearable. I made the shorts like way too high-waisted, so the elastic comes up to like almost like my bra line. And so I don't wear it very much. It's meant to be a lounge set, but again, I don't get that much use out of it, and so it is in wearable. The next one is the heartstrings top. This one I'm going to say, this is tricky, but I think I'm gonna put this one in, I'm gonna put this one at the top of wearable. So within the tier lists, I'm also going to rank them. So whatever is closest to the left side of the screen will be the highest and then the lowest. And I might move some of these around as we go on. I love the heartstrings top. I think that it turned out really cute, and it's wearable, and I wear it a lot, but I don't think it can go any higher. Next one is the Mix 'em Up tank. Same thing with this one. Man, we're really starting off strong here, but I love how this one turned out. I had so much fun making it, and it's not something to write home about. I'll put it a little bit above the boucle set because I have worn this piece so much, especially the last winter, the winter beginning part of 2022. I wore this so much, and I've gotten a lot of use out of it. And this one was actually in a show. One of my friends put together a musical and used some of my pieces for the costume design. I'll put some pictures on the screen of that. So it's definitely wearable. I love it, but I'm like looking at some of the pieces that are coming up, and I think it's just solidly in wearable. The next one is my light pink heartstrings top. This one, I am sorry I have to put it in meh. I just don't like it as much as the red one. This color washes me out, and the fit is fine, but I made it come in a little bit too much. So I can't really wear it without anything underneath. The point of the design was I really wanted something with like super low sleeves. I based this fit off of like my favorite lounge tank top, which is this like tie-dyed shirt that I got from going to an event when I visited my friend at Northwestern like years ago. But I love the way that that tank top fits, so that's how I designed this one. But this one just didn't quite live up to what I had in my head. So that one is going in the meh category. Next, we have this freehand crop top, which I made with leftover yarn from another project. And this one, I'm gonna put this one in something to write home about. I loved how this one turned out. I think it's fun that it kind of is the colors of the Bi Pride flag, which was like, I guess unintentional, but maybe not. Maybe my subconscious was just like putting the colors together for me. But I really like this one. I have since sold this since making it. Next one is the Cloud 9 sweater. I'm gonna be really harsh on this one and put this in the meh category. It'll go at the top. I really like this. I just honestly haven't worn it as much as I thought I would. And there's nothing wrong with it. It's really cute. It's just meh, I think. I don't know. I'll try and like put something together and get myself to wear it because I really like it. And every time I pick it up or look at pictures of it, I'm like, I really like this design. But I just haven't gotten much use out of it. Next one is the Granny Square balaclava. I followed Shirley Designs Things YouTube tutorial for it. I tweaked a few things because that's how I make patterns. I never follow them exactly. And I am just like so happy with how this one turned out. I'm gonna put this one in the iconic category. Yeah, this one is just iconic. Even though it's not one of my designs, every time I post these pictures, everyone loves them. And I get so much wear out of this too. Like you would not believe the winter accessories that I've made. I use them all the time, especially right now when it's, you know, it's in the 20s. This one is my like warmest, or the balaclava that I wear when it is the warmest because it has like the least amount of protection. It has the like holes in the granny squares. So it's nice because then I don't get too hot when it's like, you know, 25, 30. And then when it dips down into the teens, that's when I pull out my other balaclavas, which I'll get to later. That one's iconic. Okay, the Brontosaurus top. I'm gonna put this in something to write home about because I really like it. And I just haven't gotten as much wear out of it as I would have liked. I just literally yesterday changed it from a t-shirt to a vest, and I already think that I'm gonna get more wear out of it now that it's a vest. But I love this design. This was my first dinosaur design. The idea came from Liz Mo Petey on TikTok, who's the person that made the Meteor TikTok. You know the one.
Hey God, what's up? Hey Angel, did you give the dinosaurs more muscle like I asked? What? I told you to make them meteor. Make them a meteor. Meteor.
Meteor. She commented on one of my What I Made in a Month videos. I think it was one where I showed my duck crochet sweater that I made, the very first one. And she gave me the idea to start making dinosaur ones. Okay, next is this cool freehand knit tank. And I am going to put this in wearable. I'll put it right here. I love this one. It's like primary colors, but pastels. I did something kind of fun. I like purposely left the ends unfinished and unweaved. And this is one, I posted it on my TikTok and someone messaged me and bought it like immediately. So I haven't gotten a lot of wear out of it, but I have seen them post pictures in it and I love it. It's a great one. It's really fun. I feel like maybe I made too many tiers because usually it's like S tier, A, B, C, and I feel like all the ones in my C tier are still B material. But let's just say that Iconic is its own tier up above everything else, and then Turning Heads on the Street, that's S tier, A, B, C, D. Let's just say that, because I feel like it's too harsh otherwise. The next one is these, I call them the Buzz Lightyear sleeves. I'm gonna put these in something to write home about. Yeah, I'll put them there. That feels good. These were really fun to make. I made these for my roommate and she's worn them a lot. I love the way she styles them. They are like fully mohair. They're all from secondhand mohair yarn and they're just really fun. I always love making sleeves like this. Next is the Wavy Color Block sweater. This one is made with all wool and I am going to put this one into Iconic, I think. For me, this is iconic. I wear this a lot. It's very warm. Again, for the winters, it's amazing. I love wearing this. I love the colors of this. I love the yarn. It hasn't pilled at all. This one is like the perfect fit of a sweater that I want. I have no bad things to say about this one. And it's such a fun design too because it works up so quickly. So wavy color block sweater, iconic. I need a coffee break. Oh my god, I still have so many of these left. Next is the Emily Balaclava by Cosmauti. This one, again, I get so much use out of. And now I'm thinking maybe Turning Heads on the Street and Something to Write Home About are too similar of categories because where do I put this in there? You know what? I'll put this in Turning Heads on the Street because I wear this out all the time. I think this is my warmest balaclava. When it's the coldest outside, I wear this one. The color is really fun and vibrant, especially in Boston. Like, no one wears any colors in the winter, so it's nice to have a little pop of color. I'm gonna put that one in Turning Heads on the Street. I love how it turned out. I used a strand of wool and a strand of mohair, and it has this like really nice fuzzy texture to it too. So that one's going there. Okay, next one is this cool freehand bralette. I put 2 pictures of it here. I'm just gonna put them both in whatever category. I'm gonna put this in Something to Write Home About underneath the Brontosaurus tee because this one was really fun to make. Like I said, it was completely freehanded. And originally I started out wanting to make like a little vest kind of thing, like a suit vest. Is there a word, like a dress shirt vest? What do you call it? Like a suit vest, a vest that you wear with a suit. I don't know. That's what I started off wanting to make. And then I just sort of kept making little ties and things like that. And I actually found like 10 different ways to tie it. So that one is Something to Write Home About. And that one, someone bought that one. So I hope that they are enjoying it. Next one is the Square Up Scarf. This is another one that I love the design of, but something about the execution just like didn't do it for me. I want to make another one like I want to with all of my projects, but I think this one's gonna have to go in either meh or wearable, unfortunately. I'm gonna put it in wearable at the bottom because I have worn it out a couple times. It's really warm. Next one is the Walk the Line sweater by Cara. This one, I'm just gonna have to put it in meh. It's nothing to do with the design that she made. It was so fun to knit up. I would love to make another one of these. I just don't love the yarn that I chose for this. And also I just never added sleeves to it. And the design is meant to have sleeves. I just made it as a tank top. It's all on me. Here's what it looks like. Here are some of the ones that she has made and I absolutely adore them. That's why I wanted to make it. But my execution was just like not quite there. Okay, next is the T-Rex t-shirt. This one is going straight up to iconic. I love it. I don't have anything else to say except that I made this one specifically in a larger size so that it would fit my partner at the time. I have sold it to one of my friends. This is what he looks like in it. It's fun. It's iconic. I love it. I love seeing all of the versions that people have made. I saw a couple people make them for Christmas gifts for their partners. It makes me so happy to see people making it, and it's such a fun design, and now I want to make another one too. So that's great. That's what this video, I guess, really is. It's just me realizing that I need to remake all of these. The next one is my Baja Blast sweater. It's what I've been calling the Baja Blast sweater. It is really the Jester sweater by Taro Knits. Where to put this one? I think I'm gonna put this in Turning Heads on the Street. This was my first attempt at recycling yarn from old sweaters. I thrifted 2 different sweaters, the different colors here. One that I refer to as the Baja Blast yarn, and then one that's like literally the same color as my skin. So that's weird. I don't know what to do with that information. But I unraveled them and then reknit them into this sweater. And that was like one of my first TikToks to really like blow up and go viral and get into the discourse of thrifted sweaters. That was really fun to go through that process, and I love this sweater. I have worn it a lot. I love how it fits, the way it's cropped, the giant checkers on it are super fun. So that one is going into Turning Heads on the Street. Then next is the Bogey Birdie sweater. This was a test knit for Lisu Knits. I absolutely love this one. I'm gonna put this in Something to Write Home About, I think near the top, I think that this is just such a fun layering piece, and I love the use of drop stitches, the flare sleeves. I absolutely adore this color too. Just a great pattern. Highly, highly recommend. I'm gonna pair these two together. The two-tone mohair bralette and the mohair wavy color block sweater. I'm gonna put both of these in turning... I'm gonna put them in something to write home about, actually. I'll put them together. I think this one and then this one. Yeah, they're just fun. I love how you can see the bralette underneath the mohair top, and I don't really have anything else to say about those. Those are really fun. Next is this fun knit and crochet experimental collab. This is my first project, I think, where I really heavily incorporated knitting and crochet together. And I love the finished piece, but I have never worn it out because I'm too scared to rip the mohair. So I'm actually gonna put it in meh. I'm gonna put it under the Cloud9 sweater in meh. Like I said, I love it. It's beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous, but it is not completely functional. And that's on me. So these are scrappy pants that I made, and I made these for my friend for Coachella this year, and they were such a nightmare to make. I don't know if you can tell, but the chunks of color are like dispersed throughout, and so I just always had like 6 different yarns attached, and they were a nightmare to make. I think they turned out cool, but honestly, I think the colors could have been better. I'm gonna put this in, you know what? Well, I was going to put this in Never Again, but I do kind of want to make more of these. But you know what? I'm going to put them in Never Again just because I haven't put anything there yet, and not because of how they turned out. I am really quite happy with how they turned out. It was such a pain to do. Pants take such a long time to make. So I'm putting them in Never Again, even though I like how they turned out. Then next is these Here Comes treble sleeves. These were the first ones that I made. The iconic now Here Comes treble sleeves. Who knew that this would be like my most popular design? I'm actually not going to put these ones in iconic for reasons that you will see in like 30 seconds. I'm going to put these ones in something to write home about because of their the iconic nature of the design. The ones that I'm going to put in iconic are these, I call them the watermelon Here Comes treble sleeves, because these are the ones that I actually made the tutorial with. And where do I put them? Do I put them at the top? I feel like I forgot to order my iconic ones in the order that I want them in. I guess this one will go at the top, and then I will put T-Rex, then Wavy Color Block, and then Granny Square Balaclava. So yeah, these are the ones that I made the tutorial with. These are the ones that I am on the thumbnail with. It's so cool to see how people have really like resonated with the design. They've made it for friends, for family, for their partners. They've made it for events that they've gone to. And it's just cool that this tutorial that I made literally in my living room has reached so many people around the world. So those ones are going to go in iconic. The fruity button up. I'll put this in something to write home about above, right next, I'll put this at the top of something to write home about. I love this design. I don't think that many people have made it. I think I just didn't do a very good job of marketing it. So maybe I'll try and bring that back again because I really love this design. The reason I made this is because I wanted a button up, a crochet button up. I wanted something that had a good drape. I think it's really fun that it has a huge fruit slice on the back. I think it's fun that it's like a play on button ups are very like fruity, you know, in like that way. Maybe I should move it higher. I'm gonna move it into turning heads on the street. And when I have worn it out, I've gotten compliments on it, so. Okay, duck vest. I am putting this one in iconic, and I'm putting this one right under the Here Comes treble sleeves. I don't know if other people find it as iconic as I do, but I don't care. This is my favorite piece that I've ever made, I think. Maybe, I'm not gonna say that definitively, but today that is the piece that I'm choosing as my favorite piece I've ever made. I just think it's like the perfect vest. It's a little fun. It's kind of basic in terms of fit and structure and things like that. It's so wearable. I don't think I have anything else to say other than it is iconic to me. And if it's iconic to you, I don't care, but it's iconic to me. Next one is this chunky sweater vest. I'm gonna put this in turning heads on the street. I'm gonna put this one in iconic as well because of the story behind it. I had Emma Chamberlain's stylist reach out to me and ask me to knit a vest for her for her appearance on Jimmy Fallon? One of the Jimmys for a late night show. I made this for her and she ended up going with another look, but this vest was presumably tried on by Emma Chamberlain, and I think it was cool that I got reached out to for this opportunity. So I feel like they should have paid me because I made this in like 2 days for them, and then she didn't end up wearing it or anything, but at least they sent it back. I have heard a lot of horror stories from celebrity stylists and stylists who are celebrities, like Emma Chamberlain's stylist, just really taking advantage of small businesses, small creators, things like that. That's something that has been on my list to talk about a little bit more. So if you're interested in that, then let me know. But yeah, that one's iconic for that reason, and I love it. I wear it a lot. Okay, next one is this boucle top. This was a freehand project. I really like some parts of it. I like the thinner ribbing that I did. Something about it just like doesn't fit me right. I think it could fit someone else right maybe, but this one is going like solidly at the bottom of meh. It is just meh. I love the color. I love a lot of aspects of it, but I just haven't figured out how to style it in a way that I like. I'm very particular about the fit of my clothing. This one just doesn't like jive with my personal vibe at the moment. All right, this one was a commission for my friend Kendall, who's King Kendall on TikTok. She commissioned this to wear for Boston Calling over the summer. It's the first and probably maybe the last all black piece that I've ever made. I'm gonna put this in something to write home about at the end. I really like this one, and the only reason it's going so low is because it's all black, and to me that is not as interesting as some of the other pieces that I've made, but she like always wears all black. That's kind of her thing, and it works so well for her. I thought it was fun to make though, and kind of take me out of my comfort zone a little bit. Next is the Mix 'em Up tank. I'm putting this one in meh. Again, for some of the similar reasons of the boucle top, it just doesn't fit the way I wanted it to, and the yarn ended up pilling pretty quickly. It's acrylic yarn that's supposed to look like wool roving from Stitch and Story, who has since gone out of business. I really like the idea of an acrylic yarn of a yarn that looks like roving that is actually acrylic, so that people who are vegan or don't use animal products for any reason can use, but it just hasn't held up the way that I want it to. Next is the Rumble Raglan. I am really torn on this one because it took me forever, and it was kind of a pain in the ass to make because it was like little needles. Took me forever, and I haven't worn it that much because I kind of gave up and I made it really cropped. So like I want to put it in Never Again because I don't know if I would ever make this project again, but also it's like, it's gorgeous. The end product is beautiful. I had a lot of people commenting on my videos and progress pictures about it, telling me that they bought and started the pattern because they saw me make it. But regardless, I think I'm going to put it in Never Again, unfortunately. But just so you know what the Never Again category is, it has nothing to do with the product, the finished product. It just has to do with the process. And for me, the process was very long and not as enjoyable as some of my other processes. So, all right, next is the sweater that I duplicate stitched Abortion is Healthcare onto. This one I'm going to put in something to write home about. I'll put it at the end of this one. I raffled this sweater off over the summer when Roe v. Wade was overturned so that I could send money to abortion funds, and it raised a lot of money. And the funny thing is, the person who won the raffle actually lived like within walking distance from me. So I ended up just walking it to their apartment. Next one is the Tricera top. I will put this, I'm gonna put this in Turning Heads on the Street. I love this one. One of my friends has it now, my friend Buffy, and she wears it really well. I love the way she styles it. And that's all I have to say. I love this one. I think it's so fun. I really want to make another one so that I can have one myself. But I'm so happy with how the head of this one turned out. Okay, my knit socks. I'm gonna put these also in No, I didn't mean iconic. I'm gonna put these in something to write home about right here. I had made a TikTok saying that I really wanted to get into knitting socks and I didn't know where to start. And I had so many people give me really, really helpful advice. I actually made a spreadsheet with all of the patterns that people suggested so that if I want to go back and try any of them, I can do that. But yeah, I am only putting those in something to write home about because they're great for socks. They fit really well, but I know I can do something better the next time I make socks. All right, the Adina cardigan. This one, I unfortunately am going to put this in meh, and here's the reason. The reason is I did not count my stitches. So I don't know if you can tell in this picture, but one sleeve is like significantly larger than the other one, and I've never gone back to fix it. So I can't put it in wearable because it's literally not wearable until I go back and fix that. But I love the design. I really like the super lightweight yarn with the bigger hook. Unfortunately, I'm putting it in meh. Okay, ooh, my super cropped blank canvas, over the shoulder boulder holder, and shorts. I'm putting these at the top of Turning Heads on the Street. I actually wore these to a music festival in Chicago, Pitchfork, and literally I had people like stopping me to tell me how much they liked it. This one's great. This one's really fun. I can't wait for it to get warmer so I can wear this again. But this one's Turning Heads on the Street. Then this cherry wall hanging. I don't really know where to put this one actually, because it's not wearable, because it's not a wearable. I don't think it doesn't belong in Turning Heads on the Street. I'm gonna put it in something to write home about, kind of at the bottom. I really like it. I gave it to one of my friends as decoration for their new apartment, but it's cute, and maybe I'll make myself a new one because I have some blank walls in this room that could be filled. Oh, I accidentally have two pictures of the over the shoulder boulder holder, but I'm gonna put this one in Turning Heads on the Street because this is one of my designs that went like kind of viral on TikTok. It's kind of just a basic crochet bralette, but people really liked it. It's like just like it sounds. It goes over your shoulders and ties so that you don't have to tie it behind your neck. Next is my knit T-Rex vest. I'm gonna put this one in Turning Heads on the Street. It's like almost iconic, but I think that the crochet one has reached iconic status and this one hasn't quite gotten there. Next are these mesh tops. I'm going to put these in wearable, both of these. I also had a navy one, but I didn't have any pictures of that for some reason. And yeah, these mesh tops are great. I love them for layering. They're fun basic pieces. I want to make some with long sleeves so I can layer the mesh sleeves underneath like t-shirts and stuff. But these were cool. These were some pieces that were also in my friend's musical, so they have been on stage. Next is my blank canvas. I am going to put this in something to write home about. No, I'm going to put this... I can't decide. I'm going to put this in something to write home about. Kind of higher up. Here feels appropriate. Yeah, this one's a fun one. It's a really basic design, but I'm super happy with it. Okay, these Here Comes Trouble sleeves. I'm gonna put these in Turning Heads on the Street. I just love how these colors ended up together. It's so pretty. I need to make more scrap projects like this because they're so fun. And these ones are also kind of like by pride. I love these. I actually added like a little knit ribbing around the bottom of the sleeves, so that's fun too. Then the next one is this bright fuchsia mohair tank top. I'm gonna put this one in wearable, not for any reason other than I have just like worn it a lot and I haven't really like posted about it or talked about it a lot, but it's basically my blank canvas vest, but just in full mohair knit. And my raglan, my freehand top-down raglan that Jada from Mrs. Moon Heaven has called my Broby raglan because it looks like Broby. I'm gonna put this one in Turning Heads on the Street because it is just, it's a great basic, but it also has like a little bit of fun texture and color to it, and the yarns are so soft. I absolutely loved making this. I've had a lot of people ask for a tutorial for it, and it's just so basic. It's just a top-down raglan. So I don't know if I'll make one, but if I do, of course, you'll find out. My boba tank top, this was fun. This was for a collab, and I'm gonna put this one in meh because it just didn't turn out exactly how I wanted it to, and I didn't have enough time to do anything else with it. What I really wanted was like a very stark gradient from the top to the bottom and the boba balls like sitting on the bottom. I wanted there to be more boba balls, but I ran out of yarn. The gradient is just like not that stark. And I think the fit of the tank top is exactly what I wanted, but for those reasons, I'm putting it in meh. Even though I think it's a cute idea, the execution just wasn't perfect. My heart balaclava, this is another one that I wear like almost every day now since I finished it. I used recycled cashmere yarn from this sweater that I recycled and hand dyed. I'm gonna put this one in Turning Heads on the Street because I wear it all of the time and I think it's really fun. Then this cable knit vest I made with the same yarn. I'm gonna put this one in Wearable because I've gotten a lot of wear out of it, but it's just, no, I'm gonna put it in Something to Write Home About. I think it deserves a little bit higher of a spot. Maybe here. Yeah, I really like it. It's from this vintage pattern book called Vests for the Family. It's a Bernat pattern book, and yeah, it's fun. Okay, these are kind of the Here Comes Treble sleeves, but without the granny stitches. This one is with like a red boucle and a mohair yarn. These are some of my like favorite sleeves that I've ever made. I'm gonna put these in Turning Heads on the Street. I like the way they fit me more than these Here Comes Treble sleeves. Then next is this crochet balaclava. I'm gonna put this one in Wearable. I just think the colors are fine. Something about like the darker navy and the teal, they're like not my favorite colors together. They're fine, but it's a great wearable piece. Again, I wear out my balaclavas all of the time, and I made a tutorial for this and I've seen some people make it already, which is always fun. So that one's going at the top of Wearable. Then next is this chunky knit cardigan. I'll put this one in Turning Heads on the Street. I think here. I love this color. This is my favorite color, and I love the way that it fits. I love the big pocket. It's just like the perfect cardigan. Again, people have been asking for a pattern for this, and I don't know, but this is really fun to make, and it's all garter stitch, so it's like super beginner friendly, and I think that it won't pill as much because it's garter stitch and not stockinette, but we'll see. The Stay Toasty turtleneck. I'm gonna put this one in Turning Heads on the Street, I think. Where though? I think here. Here is good. Because I love the color, I love the way it fits, and it is like, I feel like I've said this about a couple other sweaters, but it's like the perfect winter sweater. It's so warm, it's all wool, so it like keeps all of my heat in, and I like that it has the turtleneck and the fun like ribbed stitch. That one's going there. This is the Alexandria Massey star hat, and I'm gonna put this in at the very top of Something to Write Home About. I just finished this project, so I haven't gotten the chance to try it out and like wear it outside yet, but I know it would turn heads on the street, and I think it would be kind of fun to wear it like sort of as a balaclava. So that's gonna go there. The sun is setting. I am really hungry. Also, it's like 2:15. Why is the sunset happening right now? So I'm gonna wrap it up, but like I said, if you want to make one of these, then I will link it down below of where you can make it. And if you make your own, then please send it to me or tag me in it because I would love to see your opinions. Hopefully a lot of them are higher up on the tier list for you than they are for me because I'm including my like process in it as well. But yeah, this video was really, really fun to make. If you made it all the way to the end, then let me know in the comments below which one of these pieces you think is the most iconic. If you like this video, be sure to like and subscribe. And that is it. Thank you so much for watching and have a great rest of your day.